And now they're gonna believe us. We're gonna win the league. Fucking hell. Get in there. Get in there.
2 points away from becoming champions and wrapping this thing up. Today's performance. How are you going to best explain this? Because there's a number of words that you can use.
Well, Palace were on the end of a twatting.
That's a nice way to put it in there, I guess. Liverpool were just ruthless.
Yeah, ruthless. But I think this further highlights the point you made the other day. Is that first 11, madness. And I think that's what, and I guess it kind of follows on nicely from what we said last week, is the fact that now we're at a moment where Liverpool are able to produce performances like today, which is, it's scintillating. It is like, you watch that and you're just thinking to yourself like, that's proper. So that's when you got to pounce and you've got to say, right, okay, so now's the time to say we need 15 or 14 players who are our top gravy. Do you know what I mean? Top standards. So Trent he definitely was off it the other day. I know it's a Merseyside derby. The occasion might got the better of him. Steps up, sticks a free kick in, which was just like Tekka's on toast.
He just answered all the questions. I don't know if he watches KangBrosTV or what it is. Like, we were slating for the game against Everton. For him to have that free kick in the game when at that time he did, and just to put everything to bed, was absolutely brilliant the way he did that. I think the fact that there's been a long time since Liverpool had a very good performance, even before COVID, this just demonstrated to why this team is 23 points ahead. Not just because the way Palace played is what we did to Palace, but just look at the goals. Dissect every single goal. It's just on another level.
It's ruthless. It's a proper ruthless performance, and that's, like I said, it's difficult because you don't. I know Merseyside derbies it's an occasion, and Everton will probably be a lot more up for it because no, I take that back. Not that they're going to be more up for it, but for them to upset the apple cart would be great. And they obviously didn't want Liverpool to win it, get any closer to winning it through that, whatever. But that game was poor. Like, weren't no chances says it all. But today, when Salah's playing, going in behind, Mane's going in behind, Firmino, all the space opens up. The midfield were just completely at it from the get-go. I know Wijnaldum missed some sitters today, but having him in there does make all the difference. So I think on the whole, the performance was just breathtaking.
Yeah, I think Palace helped the situation. Like,
stank the place out.
Hodgson was going on like, we didn't get a chance in the game. Yes, I understand Liverpool relentless, but I just don't know what their actual game plan was. They didn't even get out of their own half.
Listen, if you're a Palace fan, an owner, if you ever come, you can't sell Zaha. You cannot sell Zaha because that's what you're going to get that every week. That was the shower shit. Really,
that's the example. Like, you couldn't see them scoring, not even creating a chance.
And I get it. You're going to Anfield. I know there's no crowd there, but still, you're going to Anfield. You're playing against the champions elect. I get all that. It's been a great season for Palace. It has in terms of where they are, right? But that was ponging. That ponged the place out. They didn't get out their half. 11 men behind the ball at all stages. And yeah, like I said, if that's what life without Zaha is, then you cannot sell Zaha.
That was mad. I know there's must be players missing as well, but still, that was horrendous.
There's a keeper missing, a defender. I think there was a couple of injuries at the back and Benteke. But like I said, if you ain't getting the ball up to Benteke, he ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he spent time at Liverpool. We've seen what he's about, so it's not like he was, he's gonna absolutely, would have completely changed the game. I just think that they set up very defensively. Roy Hodgson does that, but when you've got people like Townsend and Zaha started the game, but and are you're thinking turn him, play in their half.
Ayu's actually the only one who's actually doing a bit. He was spinning players, rolling players, and he actually doing.
Liverpool fans, I know everyone would have seen it when Ayew sent Van Dijk to the shops. Do you know what I mean? He sold him. Van Dijk was still going that way. He's like, oh shit. So he did. There was the bits in there when you look at it, you think, have a go. How bored, Alisson? The geezer must be literally yawning.
I felt sorry for the guy. Like, I think he grabbed the ball. I think it was the 81st minute or something, and he held on tight to that ball. Yeah. It's like, you know what? I might as well hold this. I mean, you mentioned just take a book in just for banter, so something can happen and involves me, because I feel sorry for the guy. He literally had nothing to do. We talk about great performances around the pitch and how Liverpool were as a team, but Fabinho against Everton, he was solid. He was breaking up, and we even said it in that video there that he was a standout player. But today, same thing again, bossing it in the middle, and then that assist for Salah was ridiculous. The weight of that pass, and then that goal, wow,
absolute thunderbolt. So contrasting, and the assist of just like pure elegance, you know, look like a little ball over the top. You're thinking, wow, where'd that come from? And then the shot when it's just absolute lick shot and it took the net off. He was brilliant. And listen, if you go back through the videos when he first joined, we were both of us were like, listen, I think there's a dud. Yeah, we said that because at the time we said, listen, give him the benefit of the doubt, but so far I haven't seen anything. He looked slow, looked off it. Now he's found his feet. Someone else mentioned it earlier. They said, I can't understand how Real Madrid would ever let this guy go. You know what I mean? And that's when you think about it. But he was honestly fantastic today. Like to set up the tempo. Whenever they lost the ball, the turnaround, the turnovers were just too much. Everyone was at it, but he was, for me, was just setting that bar.
Yeah, I think even Salah, like his assist, that one touch pass through the weight of it pass, and then like you say, that finish of Mane's, he's made it look so easy, but that is far from easy. And that just shows the level that Mane has got to now. Is that even when he got to that position, I think most Liverpool fans thought this was a goal. But this is the standard that he set himself, and the fact that he just slotted it in the bottom corner. We've seen him do it before.
We expect him to score from there now, but 2 seasons ago, everyone was like, he's so wasteful, he makes such bad decisions, us included. But that's natural because you see it and you think. But I actually did say ages ago, I said he will have his time. I remember because they all went through it, they all missed a lot, but they all have the time. He's having his time, but that finish today was like. Obviously, I'm a defender. Goal scoring is a myth to me at the best of times, yeah. But I think anyone watching this has played in a forward capacity to open your body up like that and it's a big goalkeeper, by the way. He's not a small dude.
Well, he's 6 foot 6.
It's 6 foot 6 or something like that. But he's bent it round him like it's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, all round performance. Once again, Firmino doesn't get on the score sheet, and then you get some idiots saying, you know what? Oh yeah, Firmino's not scoring.
That's what I'm saying. Stats are for prats.
Yeah.
You can always find something. I saw today. Paul Pogba's, I watched Man United game first. Paul Pogba's involvement or something like that. He had involvement in 4 goals. What a stupid statistic. Rashford was the one that put the sliders in, and Martial scored a hat trick. But you're finding a stat. How many times did he give the ball away? That's the most impact. It's just stats. You can find it to suit whatever narrative you want. But Firmino, if you watch Liverpool and you've watched that game today, you know that they ain't ticking unless he's on job.
Like everything. It's not just the going forward. He is out here defending, getting interceptions, and he's done that throughout the whole time that he's been at Liverpool, and that's why he's like the cement and the glue of whatever Liverpool do. And if you talk about involvement and stuff, I'm not that I know, but I'm pretty sure he'd been involved in the majority of those goals. One thing I wanted to mention was Nico. Nico Williams has come with a lot of hype, yeah? He's come with a lot of hype, but he's actually backing it every time. We feel sorry for him because he's in a position where Trent is. Either we move Trent forward because this guy is a good player and he's got something about him, and the amount of confidence the guy has, like today, about the place, like literally coming over challenges. I think it's a bit early to say, but he could be a better defender than Trent. Right? It's very early to say.
Very early, bro.
Yeah,
just making stupid statements like that.
I don't think it's a stupid statement. I think it's, like I said, it's a very early thing to say, but defensively and all round, he looks like a very, very good right back, and it's harsh that he's going to be competing with Trent. So maybe what we do, I don't know, is maybe move Trent forward. I don't know if that's a possibility to get him up to play attack.
I don't think so. I don't think
leave Williams
as
number 2.
But he's young.
Yeah, of course.
You either send him out on loan, right, and he gets games for, I don't know, like some mid-table or bottom end championship club or any championship club where he's playing Tuesday, Saturday in a scrap.
That's what's most likely to happen.
Yeah, but I don't think that. I think at the moment he's going to get games. He's going to get games. Nathaniel Klein is not going to be here, right? So your number 2 right back's gone.
Yeah.
If he could potentially play left back, so you can make him someone versatile. You can play left back and right back. There's no better. That's your cover is done.
Yeah.
As a left back, you got Milner as an older head, and you got him. You can play both the fullback side of things. I reckon Milner can also play midfield. So I think for me, it's like it's good to have someone to. I'm slightly contradicting myself because I've always said you should not be learning your trade at Liverpool, but he's not technically learning his trade as such. As in, like he's gaining experience. He's getting all the right the right lessons and stuff like that. He's not number 1. He's not the first choice right back, so he's not going to make mistakes every week or whatever, and not going to learn on the job. He's getting experience that other people will have to go to a championship to get. So for me, keep him as your number 2, but he looks very promising, very promising.
Yeah, definitely. Like all about the players, getting shots off, and that through threaded pass that he gave to Salah. I mean, that should have been personally for me. I think Salah should have slotted that back to.
I think he did try, but
he messed it up. But I mean, he was good. Minamino, I didn't hear his name when he came on. I don't know how you feel about Minamino right now. Like
I'm alright with him.
You're alright with him.
I'm okay with him. I think he's a good person to have in that squad. You could see he is finding his feet.
Yeah.
And it is a big change because, like Salzburg are different. The way they play, they have similarities to Liverpool, But I think there's that quality at Liverpool's, but you can't, there's not much room for error.
Yeah.
Whereas at Salzburg, if you did give the ball away, no worries. You've got a battering ram up front in Haaland, so he's finding his feet. I'm not too concerned about that. The Harvey Elliott, that is one player that excites me.
Yeah.
No, I've not felt like that for a long time. When you see young players come in, you think Sterling was the one no one actually see has to think, oi, it's got a bit.
Yeah. Well, I think like you said, I think Liverpool fans will give these players time, especially Minamino and definitely Elliott. And then the other one that surprised me, the only thing I guess to finish up on was Naby. He had a fantastic game against Everton, so I was a bit disappointed to see him come in a bit earlier than he did. He came on around about 80th minute.
Not too concerned. I think
He's getting legs and getting
back.
Yeah,
he with him, we've always said he's injured all the time, so it's nice to see that they're managing that. I think, which is quite a good thing. But I'm reading things in the media. Thiago Alcantara.
This guy. So tomorrow is Chelsea and Man City. Everybody is going to be tuned in, I'm imagining. So we'll be ready watching to see it. I mean, tomorrow Chelsea at home, I believe, right? And they need
at the Bridge.
They need to win to keep going for that top 4. So that game's going to be lit, I think, and that could be it. I mean, that could be finally sealed the league and the championship and finally the Premier League. But we'll see. It might not be. We might continue to the next game. But in terms of man of the match, I think it's quite easy to say on this one. Fabinho. Yeah, we'll agree with Fabinho. Yeah, head and shoulders above the rest, I think. And the great performances all around, but Fabinho gets it for this week. So that's a bit. So we'll catch up with you either tomorrow as we become champions, or catch up in the next fixture and go from there. But let us know your comments. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.